Vanakkam, sir. Sir, till now all very honorable speakers.
The time is allotted 1 hour, therefore please try to be brief in this.
Sir, the discussion at the BSc was we could extend this because
No, you said only 1 hour. That is.
Sir, how much time do I get, sir? How much time, sir?
You take.
I'll try to abide by your...
5 minutes you take.
Sir. Sir, we have heard all honorable speakers. They have all supported this bill. I have heard the honorable minister also. He said if you have any suggestions, come up with it. Otherwise, no point listening to any of us. Sir, this National Capital Territory of Delhi Laws Special Provisions Second Amendment Bill 2014 is a very critical piece of legislation. Sir, people who have interests here, who have constituencies bordering Delhi or in Delhi, obviously will have one perspective. We cannot complain about that. They are dealing with voters. They have to be obviously sympathetic to their voters. On the other hand, we have to take a holistic view of the development of this country, especially the capital of Delhi, where the moment one lands at the airport and drives out, you see these ugly structures on both sides of the flyover that takes you out of the airport. So Delhi is not a beautiful city anymore. I have been in this city since my childhood, and all the greenery except this little island called Lutyens Delhi, everything else is lost. It's an ugly city today. These bills, we have had a plethora of bills, and most of them have been necessitated because of very many court orders, both from the Supreme Court and the Delhi High Courts. However, there is an interesting part that we see now a whole set of bills being pushed through. You had the e-rickshaw regularization, then yesterday's we had the public premises amendment bill, which was specifically for Delhi Metro, and then this bill today. Obviously, everybody this side, that side, this side, everybody here in this house is aware. The purpose, the focus is on the forthcoming elections, and it is but quite natural. They did the dirty work, so others would follow that. That keeping the elections in view, we are proposing government action, which I think vitiates the whole intention and destroys the motive, no matter how noble. So, on one hand, we have this regularization of Jhuggi Jhopdi colonies. Poor people, yes, we have to have sympathy with them. We empathize with them. On the other hand, there are also the very, very rich, like the professor said earlier. There are the farmhouses, there are those multi-storied buildings, the extremely rich people. But there is a huge bulk of middle class in Delhi, which has, with painstaking labor, built a small home or live in a condominium. And the Jhuggi Jhopdi colonies have overtaken them and have taken up their common areas, have taken away their play fields, have taken over their schools, including government schools do not have the land around them which they were allotted earlier. There are Jhuggi Jhopdi colonies within the boundaries of the government schools. It is there for anybody to see. Here in the bill, sir, on page 4, 3B and C, it says that these unauthorized developments in respect of areas referred to in subsection 1 shall be deemed to have been suspended, and no punitive action shall be taken if they conform to the safety standards as in force or such other safety requirements as may be notified by the central government, and if they comply with the directions with respect to safety, if any, issued by the central government. The Honorable Minister very aptly, just the other day, I think it was yesterday when he was answering, he has said that civic inspectors appointed by municipalities, and this is not limited to Delhi alone, civic inspectors throughout this country, very unfortunately, they have refrained from doing their duties, their basic duties. I am not alleging that it is only corruption which keeps them away. There are very many pressures, like right now this bill being enacted is always going to put in political pressure on those government employees not to function. But sir, with the minister agreeing to this, I would request him, he is a very learned person, I would request him that he should look a little deeper. The city of Delhi is a pride for India. It is not the Congress's city, it is not the BJP's city, it is unfortunately not even the BJD's city or the TMC's city. ADMK's city. It doesn't belong to any of us. It belongs to the people of this country. So therefore, when we talk about irregular colonies, we know that, sir, JJ colonies in Delhi all enjoy electricity and water. This is a common knowledge. We have in the House, gentleman, the Honorable Minister present here, who was to be the Chief Minister of Delhi. He knows the problems of Delhi like the back of his hand. And he knows that JJ colonies have electricity and water, completely irregular colonies, but they have that. But right next to them, legal colonies, people who have worked hard to build their homes, do not have these facilities. There is also another serious matter which has come to my notice, that certain of our very honorable, respected colleagues of this House have taken up Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana projects within MCD and NDMC areas. Now that is very unfortunate, and I would request the Honorable Minister to see if this kind of a thing has actually happened and should advise the Honorable MPs to refrain from such and this thing. Sir, I would also say that this is a golden opportunity for the Honorable Minister, for this government, to stop the creation of black money in at least one of the most expensive real estate cities of India. How will the land that you are going to regularize, how would that be valued? All these farmlands, all these JJ colonies, suppose a new owner or an old owner wants to, once it is regularized, they want to sell the land. What will be the valuation? And that is where the creation of black money will creep in. Will the government consider laying out guidelines of areas and what prices for registration they will have? In what is the methodology for fixing value of this unauthorized land? And finally, sir, before you ring the bell, I would only like to say that since this bill also includes illegally constructed farmhouses as well, it will be necessary to see what methodology is being used to find out what compensation was given to acquire this land, if any, and when the government goes in for legalizing these 1,000 plus colonies, will the government be able to give them basic civic facilities, amenities before it legalizes them, or will it do so after legalizing them? Will these facilities and amenities be given before the elections, or will these also be promises to be squandered away after elections? All these issues have to be dealt with. I am unfortunately not supporting this bill, and I would say that the government take its time and come back with a fresher and a newer approach to this issue. Thank you, sir.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय.